And after over a week of fierce clashes and fighting, officials from Pakistan and Afghanistan are in Doha to hold peace talks. This comes a day after Islamabad launched airstrikes on its neighbour, breaking a 48-hour ceasefire that had brought 2 days of calm to the border. In the peace talks, Pakistan is being represented by the Defence Minister Khwaja Asif and Intelligence Chief General Asim Malik, while the Afghan side is being represented by Defence Minister Mohammad Yaqub, who arrived in Doha a short while back. Now, the 48-hour truce, which paused days of intense fighting, was declared broken when Pakistani airstrikes hit Afghanistan's eastern Paktika province. The Afghan officials reported that at least about 10 civilians had died and 12 others were wounded, including 2 children. The civilian death toll also includes a shocking tragedy for Afghanistan's sports community, and Afghanistan's cricket board has announced that 3 local cricketers who were there for a tournament were amongst those who were killed in the attack. In the protest, the ACB has immediately withdrawn from the upcoming Tri-Nation T20 series involving Pakistan. Now, this attack happened even as high-level diplomatic efforts were underway, and the former US envoy Zalmay Khalilzad posted on X that Qatar had successfully persuaded both sides to extend the ceasefire and had invited the defence ministers and intelligence heads to Doha to negotiate a permanent truce. He added that Pakistan instead had chosen to break the ceasefire. The Pakistan's foreign ministry defended the strikes as self-defence, calling Afghan Taliban's actions to be unwarranted aggression. The spokesperson stressed that the strikes only targeted the terrorists.
Pakistan, exercising its right of self-defense, not only effectively repulsed the assaults all along the border, but also inflicted heavy losses on Taliban forces and affiliated terrorist groups. Operating from the Afghan soil, these infrastructures were used to plan and facilitate terrorist attacks against Pakistan. Our targeted and precise defensive response was not targeted towards the Afghan civilian population.
The latest development saw a deadly assault by the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan on a military base in the tribal district of North Waziristan near the Afghan border in Pakistan. And according to reports, a suicide bomber rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into the compound's boundary wall. Now, this was followed by a gun battle in which at least about 7 Pakistani soldiers were killed and more than a dozen others were injured. The Pakistani army officials have confirmed that a total of 4 militants, including the suicide bomber, were killed before they could overrun the facility. The escalation has caught the attention of the American President Donald Trump, who has repeatedly boasted about solving multiple wars and has claimed that this was a simple matter of negotiation and has called it an easy one to solve.
This is pretty much the last one, although I do understand that Pakistan attacked, or there is an attack going on with Afghanistan. That's an easy one for me to solve if I have to solve it. In the meantime, I have to run the USA, but I love solving wars. You know why? I like stopping people from being killed, and I've saved millions and millions of lives, and I think we're going to have success with this war.
And earlier we had spoken to Lucio B. Pitlow III, a foreign policy and security analyst and research fellow at Asia Pacific Pathways. Listen to what he had to say.
It's a good development that we see both sides are on the negotiating table trying to find a way to de-escalate and pursue hopefully a ceasefire that would extend and of course a peace that would eventually resume, and of course the reopening of the borders. But at this time, again, it's still a little too premature for us to predict how this will pan out. Of course, there is still a lot of tensions across the long, contiguous border between the 2 countries that used to be very, very close neighbors and close friends. So we will have to see in the coming days the results of this ceasefire. But, you know, just looking at the experience in other efforts by Qatar, which is trying to position itself as a force for peace also in the region. It's never easy and it's never fast to achieve a lasting peace, especially in troubled regions like in the Middle East. So let's hope, but at the same time, we should also manage our expectations.